just while Ms. Knight's taking a seat, Your Honor, I'll ask just for a brief housekeeping sidebar after Ms. Knight testifies.
That's fine, thanks.
Thank you. May I proceed?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
Brenda Knight.
And Ms. Knight, where do you live?
You want my address?
You can just give me your city, ma'am.
Okay, Wauchula. I live in Wauchula, Florida.
How long have you lived in Wauchula?
75 years.
So a little bit of time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And how are you currently employed?
I'm retired.
Congratulations. What did you used to do?
I was a teacher,
And,
32 years.
you already got out in front of me. So did you teach a specific grade, or you teach all different types of grades?
I taught in the middle school.
So the rough
grades
age.
8, mostly, some 7th and 6th.
So the rough ages, right?
I loved it.
Okay.
I did.
Well, do you know a Tracy Nix?
Yes, I do.
And how do you know her?
My experience with Tracy has been through the church. She was joining our choir, and I had been singing in the choir for years. And she came when she was married to Nay, and there she was in choir. And so we became friends and worked together in Bible school and children's choirs and adult choir for all these years.
Did you also know a person by the name of Yuri Shock?
Only through pictures and when she would be with Tracy,
And who was Yuri?
Tracy's granddaughter.
Okay. The reason I bring that up is because I have to go back to November 1st of 2022. Do you recall that day?
Yes, sir.
Did you spend time with Miss Tracy Nix that day?
Yes, I did.
What was the first time that you spent with her?
The first day.
Like when how did your day with her start out?
We began with our prayer meeting. We had been meeting at my home, and we would pray about a number of concerns in the community and through our church. So we would be having prayer meeting at my home.
And I know it's 2 years ago, but so when did that normally occur? What time of day?
Tuesday in the morning.
In the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was that the only time that you spent with Tracy Nix that day, or was there some additional time later on?
That day, when we concluded our prayer time, several of us decided to go eat lunch together. And so Tracy and I and Gail and Judy went to eat lunch, and we had Uriel with us.
Okay. And so where did you guys decide to eat lunch?
We ate at Beef O'Brady's.
Now, did you all go there together or separate?
We were in 2 different cars.
Who did you go to Beef's with?
I went with Judy.
And so I guess through, I'm okay at math, but I'm guessing then Gail and Tracy would have went separately.
Yes.
And you said Yuri was with you.
Well, she was with Tracy, and Gail,
Okay.
she was not with Judy and me.
Okay. Who got to Beef's first? Do you recall?
We did. Yeah, I think Judy and I got there first.
Okay. And so again, then Gail and Tracy showed up sometime? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
Sorry, the and
That's
can
okay.
sound a lot
I
alike.
recognized it as soon as I did it.
Yes, ma'am, it's okay. And so, do you recall approximately what time you guys were out there? Again, I know it was a while ago.
Well, it would have been around noon. It was lunchtime.
Sure. And so did you guys all have lunch?
Yes, we did.
And you said Yuri was with Tracy Nix? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
You're fine.
I'll practice.
Yes, ma'am. And so, who was taking care of Yuri while you guys were having lunch?
Tracy.
And was she paying attention to her?
Oh, yes.
Feeding her or giving her at least something to drink, stuff like
Yes,
that?
we were all getting a kick out of her giving the child something to drink from a straw, which for a little one, you can't really do that unless you hold the liquid in the straw and kind of hold it over them and let them drink from the straw. It was cute.
And Yuri's like a baby at this time.
Oh,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Were you guys paying Yuri attention?
Certainly.
How about anybody else in that?
She's getting a lot of attention.
Sure. How about anyone else in that restaurant?
Yes, we saw some friends from church who, of course, wanted to ooh and ah over the baby, and we spoke with them.
It's funny how a baby can become the center of attention, right?
She was.
Okay. Now, did you guys eventually leave that day after you had lunch?
Yes,
You caught yourself that time, thank you.
I did.
And do you know when you guys left?
Well, I know that Gail had somewhere she had to be. She was picking up a child after school. So we had to leave by then. It was some before 1.
Okay, so some before 1. Okay, fair enough.
Close
But you definitely had to leave before that, so she could get her.
Yes, so that she could pick up the child at school.
And ma'am, are you aware of videos of your guys' lunch, right?
Yes,
And you've seen those videos?
yes, I have.
And videos of you guys leaving also, correct?
Yes,
Okay. They're already in evidence, but I just want to show them to you again. States 1 and 2. States Exhibit number 1, do you recognize that?
yes, I do.
What is that?
That's my signature right there, and that was inside.
Okay. And Beefs?
Yes, inside the restaurant.
And States Exhibit 2?
And that one's in the parking lot, and yes, that's my signature there.
Okay. And this isn't, these show your video at lunch and leaving, correct?
Right.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You indicated, I think you said some things about you and Tracy Nix at church, and did you know her through school also?
I really did not. She was not teaching at the junior high at that time. I think later on she did become employed by the junior high.
Okay. All right. And I know you talked about you were both in choir.
Yes.
Yeah, how long that has occurred?
Well, it has still been going on until some of these things have occurred. Sure.
All right. How would you describe your relationship with Tracy Nix?
We were co-workers in a lot of church activities involved with children. We worked together with Bible school. Tracy served as a principal for a couple of years, and I was one of the teachers, and Tracy did an amazing job. Then we worked together in children's choirs, which, in order to prepare a musical to be presented to the whole church, we often went on a retreat so that the kids could spend time with recreation and practicing their music. And Tracy would prepare the devotions. Amazing work that she produced for those kids to do study while we were on a retreat. It happened multiple times.
You said that Tracy was the one doing the preparing,
Absolutely.
At the retreat?
She did every bit of it.
and when you say retreat, how long are we
A
talking?
weekend.
A weekend.
Friday afternoon and come home Sunday afternoon.
So overnight.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. When y'all were at the restaurant, and apparently Yuri was pretty much the center of attention.
Yes, she was.
Correct. And did Tracy try to find her something to eat?
Yes, she did have a bag with her, and she was looking in there to see if there might be some formula or, something that the child would be expected to eat around lunchtime.
Okay, thank you. How did Tracy feel about Yuri?
She loved her. I don't know what else to say. That's her grandmother. Of course she loved her.
Pretty obvious.
Yes,
Okay. You'd seen her around Yuri before.
yes. She had had Yuri with her at my home that day and taking care of her and watching her play on the floor, and it was obvious.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am.
Any reading? There you go. All right, makes you excused.
Yes, sir.
Defense, you agree?
You may be excused.
Yeah, you may be excused. You release from your subpoena. All right, state defense, do we need a full reporter?
It's more of a housekeeping measure, Your Honor.
Come up here.